Yes, this is A1. I'm Troy Siple. This week, we have a great guest. His name is Albert Davis. He's a comedian here in the Philadelphia area, murdering no body count, but still murdering. Great conversation. It's like talking to myself. And that was dancing with, it was like fun. So I'm gonna wrap it up at that. Check it out, my friend Albert Davis.
I mean, it's your show. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Well,
you know
here
what I mean?
we are.
There you go. Just like that, the
This
show
is our
started.
show now.
Yeah, it's a collective thing. That's how podcasts work. As soon as you hit the switch on, it's an episode. The episode has started.
It's yes and.
Yes and. There you go. The improv. Yes and. Beautiful.
But thank you so much for making the trek out here. I appreciate talking to good comedians, and I know you are one.
Don't be too kind too early. Thank you.
No,
I appreciate that.
I trust.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Jay came through and obviously vouched for you, and I've seen you. I've actually we've done some shows. Not shows, but open mics, and
we've been in the same rooms together.
Yeah, exactly.
Telling fucking jokes to strangers.
Seen around the way.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's Jay Yoder, my podcast co-host.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm a shitty host.
Dude, you don't apologize. No.
We're definitely going to get into it.
Yeah, we can talk. We'll hit on that, too. We can hit on everything.
Co-host of Seriously Dad.
That's right. Available
on Spotify and wherever you
just
need
about
your
everything.
Podcasts. Yeah, on YouTube for the vidya. And it's a night. I was saying when you came over, it's a great angle to find, like the dad angle of being a comic of a not even of a certain age, just like a comic who's around the age of finding their voice, getting work.
Yeah,
which you two are.
Yeah,
co-hosts and you co-hosts. I don't know why I said that. You know what I fucking mean.
I gotcha.
And
well, I liked it because it's just like, I guess we talk about more grown up shit.
There's so many angles. Like, you can
everything starts with the parenting thing, right?
Right.
But then you end up talking about,
if you will.
Yeah, and then you end up talking about school, and then you talk about when you were in school, and then you may talk about sports and your sports and what you think it's going to be in the future. But it starts with like the being a parent, and usually the parents are a little bit older.
Right.
But what we wanted to avoid was just getting on the air and just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times people miss with that.
Just trying to riff. The whole time. Like have a purpose.
Yeah.
And then you get a guest in there who has their own experience. You always have Jay's and yours, but like Jay's very unique upbringing.
Yeah.
Which listen to the show. I'm not going to spill.
Yeah.
The beans.
Don't be ruining it forever. Go listen to Seriously Dad if you're listening to this.
It's not mine to give away, but
yeah. So, but yeah, it's like this is a more mature style of doing things, and it gives us a starting point to take the stories.
Compass.
Yeah. Because I think what happened, I think everybody heard Joe Rogan.
Sure.
And they were like, oh, these guys just get on and talk.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they really do that. They probably have something kind of loosely formulated and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You never know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
But
we don't really know.
There's a structure.
Yeah. And then everyone tried to follow. We're just going to go in and talk. And
right.
like a lot of times listening to two people with nothing to talk about
a little shovel of dog shit.
Yes. Yeah. So
into the ear.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also, I guess, if you have it on the past time, then whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. It's a driving or laundry activity. You know what I mean?
Right. You chuckle a little bit.
Throw something in your earbuds. Yeah.
You hear something
new.
Hear
Bobby Lee giggling.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear like a fact you don't know, and then you're like, okay, I guess that's.
Dude, I get a lot of factoids off of it.
Yeah. A lot of people are getting information.
I'm probably getting misfacts too.
Yes. Yeah. If your news cycle is a series of podcasts, you better be careful what podcasts you listen to. You can really fuck it up. But
I read a lot, but like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I read a lot. I was telling you, I had Naeem Ali last week talking about UFOs, and I'm like bringing different topics up that I actually know about because I've read about.
Yeah.
But the dude's names I don't know how to pronounce because I've only read it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Haven't heard it because I stray away from the cable TV news.
Yeah.
Industrial complex brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, are they a sponsor, by the way?
I don't know. We should look on YouTube. There may be a montage or 8
They're probably no. Well, do they sponsor this show? That's what I want to know. Are they sponsored?
No, but I'm open to it. I will change my tune real quick.
Right.
Honey, we're going on a trip.
But yeah, no, I don't. I think that I envy people who read. I don't read. I shouldn't say I don't read. I don't read many books cover to back,
dude.
But I do read information.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I do agree with you that if you're getting information from the major media outlets in the U.S. especially, and probably the world for the most part, you're getting so much twisted and biased information that you really need to be careful.
Unless you read everything, like I
you got to read both sides.
I truly like. You know, I'm a liberal, but I've dropped out of the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
and Pennsylvania calls it unaffiliated, but I'm an independent voter. That's not to say I moved to the right. I've just moved away from the establishment that is the Democratic Party. Yeah. And I usually don't talk about this, but I don't care. Well, but it's like the 24-hour news cycle is just like an actor reading lines to you, which is influenced by advertisers for sure. Yeah. Like I'm not getting crazy. Why do they make so much money? Shit.
Why do they make so much money?
Yeah, because
you could just go and read the news. You could just go and be like, today at 2:00 there was a blank.
I can do it.
Yeah, you got the voice. You got the voice for it.
Kent Brockman. Yeah.
What's Walter Cronkite? I think he was a big one, right?
And that's
the way it was, right? Yeah. And you could do that, and they could pay you $60,000 a year, and you'd probably love it. Yeah. But
I'd rather use the voice to tell dick jokes.
But when the news people do it, they get paid like $14 million. And you're like, wait a minute, aren't you just
into them? Don Lemon, Tucker Carlson,
they
both
are.
ends.
They're so big. They're bigger than the news.
That's like a good juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition. Yeah. Look at the SAT words coming out
now.
You must read a lot. You know what juxtapositions are. But no, that's really what it is. And then the person delivering you the news, they become a celebrity, right? And then they become.
And then they have to have a slant.
Yeah. Sorry, no, you're right. And I think they get like almost like cult leader-ish.
Because
like I said it, so that's what it is.
Because
I said it.
In entertainment, you have a brand and you have to stick with a certain brand. As those two people definitely
And behind
other than like Don Lemon dancing to Back That Ass Up on New Year's.
I didn't see that.
He fucking missed the. They cut to him for the New Orleans ball dropping,
and he was like twerking
dancing
or something.
To Juvenile's Back That Ass Up, and missed saying Happy New Year. So.
Oh, did he? Hey, that's a vibe.
Don.
Hey, it must have been a vibe for that guy.
Yeah. Keeping it tight.
I wouldn't even be surprised if those motherfuckers were friends.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be like they definitely have each other's cell right.
Tucker
they definitely
Carlson
have each other's
used
telephone
to have
numbers.
a show on CNN called Crossfire. They had it was like. Remember the Crossfire? When
the game, yeah.
So that's obviously what it's taken from, but they conservative versus a liberal, and the conservative was fucking Tucker ass boat shoe having ass bow tie wearing
Carlson,
and a liberal. I forget who.
It wasn't Don Lemon.
Yeah, no, it wasn't him. Obviously not memorable enough for me.
Right, clearly it didn't work out all that well, right?
Throwing it, yeah. But that was a show he started on CNN. Yeah.
Right. So they definitely have each other's telephone numbers.
It's an incestuous business. They all know each other.
Yeah.
Like it's all
their text. There's a text chain. I guarantee there's a text chain between those guys.
Like as much as Carlson gassed up Trump during everything. You have these that lawsuit from Dominion, the voting machines came out that brought out it through evidence that he was
this guy was like, this guy's
shit.
A fucking idiot.
I can't wait to stop talking about this guy. So it's just
but the other thing about that shit is like, and you made a really good point. You read it from both sides.
Yeah.
If you really want to know something, you should really understand it from both sides of the line or the sphere, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to understand that there's like. People will tell you, for everything you enjoy, there's 1,000 pieces of information that will support it.
Right.
And there's 1,000 pieces of information that'll negate it.
The way you word your Google or DuckDuckGo or fucking great Brave search.
Jeeves.
Yeah. Internet Explorer search.
Right. So you will get.
The way you word it will, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Exactly. Will influence the information you get back.
100%. You know, this shit keeps me up at night.
Pick and choose from what you want to see.
From where your celebrity news guy fucking works. Exactly. You go, I like the way he delivers the news. And it's like, no, you just like that he says things that agree with you.
He shaves every day. He's trustworthy.
He's an average man just like me. Yeah. No, it's fuck. This shit keeps me up at night.
No,
it really does, because Instagram and the social media is killing it with getting us to hate each other and putting that information in our face.
It's good for the business.
I mean, if they were get incentivized to get us to hate each other, they're killing.
Yeah. It's good for the algorithm.
Right. And they just manipulate people.
It's not hard to tick people a little this way, that way.
And I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like the algorithms work based on what annoys you and makes you upset, not what makes you happy.
Not puppies and lollipops.
Unless it's like booties and titties and shit. I mean, that will get you every time.
I'm flooded.
But when you go, normally when you go down the rabbit hole, you go down the rabbit hole for things that like piss you off, that you can't believe this would be the case. You want to reinforce
your own bias.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah, right. Because we do want to be right. Yeah.
I can only speak for myself, but I know it's fucking count. I can't be the only motherfucker.
Right. Well, you're a human being like the rest of us, and we all think we're extraordinarily unique, but we're actually all very fucking predictable. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I say it to my girlfriend a lot, or my wife. I say, you have to understand that as good of a person you are, and as much as you want the world to be a fair and open place, and blah 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 blah, there's someone just like you who feels slightly different about 3 or 4 things.
For sure.
Still a good person. Yeah. Still wants people to have things. Still wants all this stuff.
Could have 3 glasses of wine with. Have a great night with.
Yeah, exactly.
Still very different.
And that's when I got out of politics. That's when I got out of paying attention to the politics. When I realized, like, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a liberal. I'm a Democrat. I'm a this. I'm a that. Yeah. And you thought you already knew what other people were like.
Right.
And then you sit down, you hang out with them, you go, this motherfucker's just like me.
Right.
The only difference between this guy and me is he grew up here and I grew up there. But he's a cool ass dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, fucking Luke Kincaid. He's a big Trump supporter. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Luke Kincaid if you're listening. He's a big Trump supporter. Luke Kincaid's an awesome fucking dude.
Yeah.
I think Otis is a Trump supporter too.
Is he?
I think so. They're both great fucking dudes.
Yeah, sure.
If you
they make me laugh when I see them.
They make me laugh. They give me hugs when I see them. They make me laugh. We talk. We text. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I drew the line in the sand at you support the guy I don't like.
Right.
I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
Point, man? We're not we're not going to reach a point like. My thing is now is like I keep putting in my head, like, if we're not lifting each other up, we're letting each other down.
Pretty much.
And if you can't see another man and see him for the man he is without who the fuck he voted for, then you're not seeing the man.
You're not as great as you think you are, motherfucker. That's what it comes down to. You think you're great. You ain't shit. Yeah. You can't see beyond the red or the blue I voted for, then you ain't shit. And I also wouldn't want someone to feel that way about me. Like, exactly. Oh, you voted for who? Oh, you're a fucking loser. Exactly. You're a this, you're a that. Like, wow, easy does. You don't even know me,
right?
You don't know why I made the decision I made.
Do the major choices we have, like, are they indicative of how we actually feel? Like, I'm talking about presidential. Like, do those 2 choices really
pinpoint what we want? No,
all the like idiosyncrasies we have, all the nuances of opinion. Like where you're coming from, where you're from, where you are,
where you're going. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it. And we get 2 fucking choices.
Yeah, and neither of them are desirable.
When was the last time we had a president who was putting together like statements and sentences that you're at least confident in? Like, I like the way that sounds. Yeah.
That either didn't sound like a new hot tight 5 minutes at an open mic for one side, and the other side just sounds like grandma ranting on a TikTok,
right? Or like I remember when I really started paying the presidents was the Bush Jr.
Yeah,
right. He's a junior. He's George Bush. George Bush. George W. Jr. Some shit.
George
W.
Bush. Yes.
And I remember he gets on the stage. He goes,
"Fool me once."
Fool me once. Exactly. He gets on stage. That's what I was about to say. And he says, "Fool me once." Yeah. You can't fool him. And I just remember thinking,
he stutters.
This motherfucker, he's in charge. This is the guy.
This is the guy.
This is the guy. Like this guy can't. And then he had the one where he's like,
what, Yale?
Yeah, well,
did he go to Yale?
I think probably like a legacy guy, right? He got in,
Daddy was like a New England dude.
Yeah, of course he was, right? Yeah. And then he had the one that he said where he's like, too many OBGYNs can't share their love for women. Yes. What the fuck? Yeah. I remember being like, when I heard that, I was like, none of these people are smart. Yeah. None of these people are in touch.
I don't know if it was at the same time, but he had like during that phase of weird non sequitur quotes. Yeah. It's like, families are where wings take dream. Like he had some fucked up like like Tourette's moment.
Yeah,
like on the mic, on the hot mic.
And you're like, you're the guy. Yeah. You're the one. Yeah. You're the one who gets to go into the closed door with the other world leaders and say, hey, I represent 200-some million people, and this is how we feel.
I was briefed on all the craziest shit you could hear this morning.
Oh, I know shit. Yeah.
Do you want to read a children's book?
Exactly. When that,
I'm good at that.
Yeah. When that happened, that's when I was like, wow, this is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then when Obama came, I thought Obama was very professionally and well put together. And
I cried the night he was elected.
Okay.
I was a grown man, obviously. Cried the night he was elected.
Because he didn't want a black president?
Yeah. I was like,
damn it. Here we go again. No,
of course not.
My dad cried when Kamala Harris got into office because he's got a half black daughter and black grandkids, you know, and he was granddaughters. So he was like, this is a big moment for, this is going to change the way. Now, with that being said, I don't really know if I agree with much of her at all.
Her, I mean, she put more black people
she did some shit
in prison. And like, if you want to get down to
if you want to get down to it,
I was joking.
Right? No. If you want to get down to it though, but that is a thing, right? And it's a thing that we allow them to talk their way out of.
Yes,
I used to have a boss
and just meander away from it, so the stories go away.
I used to have a boss, and she said she would say, Don't expect your words to talk. Don't expect to talk yourself out of something you acted your way into.
That's fucking genius.
That's deep, right?
What age group? How old were you?
How old? She was a boss of mine, so she was. I was working in corporate America.
I'm sorry, I was confusing school with work.
No. But it makes sense. Like you did all these things, and then we give them an opportunity to talk them. Like fucking Chris Christie's got a whole bunch to say about the Trump family now.
Now he does.
You got all this shit to say now, motherfucker.
Advisor.
Go
fuck yourself.
Yeah, dude, come on, what the fuck? And we're all, well, I don't think we're all like, but people are like, yeah, we like you. No, and it's like, so you just
because he's speaking truth to power now, when he had the chance 8 years ago, like, go fuck yourself. Go have another Twinkie, dog.
That's what it is. And then we're just like, oh, that's cool.
Go sit on the beach that you closed.
So you and your family could go out there.
That's a dick.
Yeah. But that's how I feel about him, And then so then we had Obama. He was very professional. Right. He talked. His cadence was good, very articulate.
Dude,
he was
very
articulate.
As far as representing in a
on stage,
yeah, at least seeming dignified. The past we've had in 30 since the Y2K. I don't know why I chose that.
Y2K, I like that Y2K. All the computer shut down, and then we went to Trump.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just went
I understand why that undercurrent of
I understand why he was elected too.
There's people in this country that were losing jobs due to sending them away. Yeah. Manufacturing is down and a lot of poor white communities are affected by that. I'm not fucking I'm not leaning on the all
I got
life.
You. No, I got you.
Don't even start. But he rode away. He found a fucking niche. Yeah. Not my niche, but he found a fucking niche.
And an enemy, right? So he used Obama as an enemy.
He found an enemy.
Obama was the enemy. A lot of what he did was just anti-Obama thing. Yeah. But even like that, if you go back to Obama, do you remember when I think it was the Republicans, just did the opposite and just
held up
all kinds of shit? That should be
just
so fucking illegal.
Yes.
Are you guys still getting paid? Then you better fucking take your job seriously.
Oh, and they can control their own fucking salary too.
Yeah, and you're just okay, I'm gonna control my salary. We're gonna take this, and anything you say, we're just gonna say no because we don't like you. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
And by the way, you can play the stock market too.
Let's outlaw plastic, and then let me go fucking invest $100,000 in fucking glass or whatever the fuck they do.
What you did?
Yeah,
yeah. You made how much?
Yeah,
and you get paid.
Wait, yeah. You have how many beach houses?
Yeah.
Oh shit! And you get your salary is $127,000. That doesn't make any sense.
That being said, no reason to approach with a hammer.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm saying.
But they're fucking assholes.
Shouldn't be able to do that either. The first thing.
Yeah. Well, I think they should. I think a politician should get paid a little less than the average American, which I think now is like 60,000
somehow. If we could find it, it'd be way complicated.
Yeah. Well, the average American household,
like actual reparations,
or like a commission.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you created this many jobs, okay, and the average pay of those jobs was this, and this amount of growth. Ooh, but look at the crime. Look at the crime number that went down. So okay, that's gonna be an issue for you.
-2.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, so you're gonna get paid $28,000.
Yeah.
And good luck getting a fucking second beach house.
Yeah.
They also shouldn't be allowed to have their jobs forever.
Right.
You know,
some of them come from certain industries, and then when they get out of while they're in office,
they get a guarantee.
All of a sudden, this legislation comes up that's very beneficial to their former employer.
And what are you on the board of now? Oh, you were on the board of Sunoco. Who the fuck knows? And you let all this, this fossil fuel bullet, whatever it is.
Name your industrial complex.
And then the crazy thing about all of that is then we'll then fight one another. Over that shit. Yeah, could you imagine?
That's how they divide.
That's how it's
to sound crazy, dude. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so they'll get us to like.
You get a little worm in your ear about it.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you're disagreeing with somebody else.
Yeah,
it has no bearing on your life whatsoever.
Right.
Your existence has nothing to do with this motherfucker.
Who's rich? Who just got richer?
Who will always be rich?
Whose kids go to the nicest private schools?
Whose grandchildren's grandchildren
are going to be rich, exactly. And they go to Yale. They got to go to Yale because their dad went there, and they built a library named after them, and yada yada. And then it's hardworking American against hardworking American, arguing and fighting over that shit. Yeah. That's the rub.
Yeah,
that's what we're all getting.
Student loan debt. Fuck you. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, we cut your ankles off, but good luck pulling yourself up by the bootstraps.
It's such a
asking
fucking...
you to run a marathon, but cutting off your legs.
They're crooks, man. They're fucking crooks.
Albert, you got me going.
Oh yeah, bro. This takes up so much like mental space, so much capacity in my brain.
Same.
Because I feel like I'm the only one who can see it.
We're very similar.
You know what I mean? I feel like I'm walking around.
That's only because you never met me before.
I have met you before. But I feel like I see dead people and no one else can see them. I'm like, you guys don't see this dead motherfuckers anymore.
Fucking alien.
Yeah. It's like you guys aren't getting this. Like you're not seeing that this is
A to B to C.
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, like it's like a cliche joke. Like I'll text my wife shit that I find and feed about. Not feed, like in my feed, about like, and it's like, there was like an old SNL's writing has gone very south lately, but one time they had a thing like about like people who listen to podcasts like, and stay-at-home dads or whatever. I'm not a dad, but I stay at home right now.
Nice.
And it was like, you know, he texts me at work all day about like how he heard on a podcast Vin Diesel has a twin, like random factoids, but like oh, dude, that just threw me through a loop. What the fuck were we actually just talking about?
SNL, staying at home, writing. Okay. Did you lose it?
I lost the motherfucking loop. But no, it's just bad. Like I'll text her real shit that happens all day, and she's just like kind of dismissive. That's what that was the thread there.
Yeah.
So like kind of like they're not paying quite attention, like because it's so easy not to, and it's kind of healthy not to also.
Oh yeah, you'll live longer if you don't.
Fucking sanctity of mind and like.
I knew people who were apolitical years ago.
Right.
And I always kind of thought they were dumb.
The past 10 years, the crossover of certain people going, just to dovetail. Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, rock out, dude.
Like people that did not pay attention, like say 2016 did, and then switched back and forth through what happened in pandemic, yada yada.
Well, I knew people who were. I remember thinking. People would be like apolitical and thinking like they're so dumb. They need to be involved. This is important. This is you're as an American citizen, like you need to be involved because we are democracy. And then I'm very apolitical right now. I'm very just like, fuck you. I don't think any of them are cool. You know what I mean? I really don't think any of them are cool. They get on my fucking nerves. They're all playing the game, and the biggest trick they pull off is convincing you that they're not playing the game.
Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze, that motherfucker.
The greatest trick the devil ever
Like going to the Met Gala, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big fucking. That is a huge deal.
How much does it cost?
Like it's 60. I don't know. We could probably Google it, but tickets aren't cheap.
Yeah.
So you got a politician who either bought their own ticket, which they should not be able to afford.
About AOC.
Yeah. Or someone bought it for them. So now you just got pampered and to go hang out with the. I don't think that's really that cool.
Yeah.
No. You know what I mean? Like,
what is that showing?
What does it show?
Especially even if where you came from is your bio is I was a waitress and now I'm a fucking.
I'm at a $60,000 a plate fucking shindig soiree, motherfucker. Yeah. And like even if it's clean,
I'm a social justice
warrior. Yeah. And even if it's clean, even if it's like, hey, we just want you to go and enjoy yourself because you work hard for us. Let's just say that's what happened.
Yeah.
What do the optics say?
Yeah.
What do people looking around think when they see that? They go, "Oh my fucking
the fucking waste of money that could have been a $5 meal that fed somebody for a night. Like how many times over could that dress or that fucking ticket or that plate?
Yeah, or the conversation you have with some guy who has $200 million and wants to build a factory in fucking Queens,
and then you're over here a certain way because of that.
How can I believe that you're not tainted? You drank from the well. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like optics are very important because it's like what you see is what you get kind of deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you see a guy driving a really nice sports car and open the door and a beautiful woman gets out at 6:00 in the morning and he's dropping her off at her car. Visually, I say these two must have had sex last night. Sure. It could very easily not be that. It could be like her car broke down and he's a nice guy.
Right.
But the optics of that are this guy's dropping this girl off at 6:00 in the morning. She's got his dress on. He looks coked out. They were fucking all night. They were
Occam's
partying.
razor. Yeah. The straightest point to the most simplest explanation is probably
what it is. Yeah. So I think from an optics standpoint, it's like Jesus Christ, you guys just, and that's like an example of. I mean, that's right in our face.
Yeah,
that's right in our face, all
over the place.
Yeah,
left and right.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots, man. They're such losers. Oh, I can't stand them all. I can't stand them all. I don't even know if I'll ever vote again.
I really I've questioned myself. What is that gonna change? Like it's the country goes. Like I mean, so whatever way the country goes, the country goes is what I mean. And my petty vote doesn't matter. Like I'll vote locally.
That's more important than voting on the
all
thing.
Politics is
that'll affect your life more than voting for the president.
Yeah.
Which goes
more directly. Which goes miles.
Yeah. But. You know what else pisses me off about him? It really pisses me off.
Do it.
I think the position of the press secretary.
Yeah.
Get rid of it immediately.
Dude. What a bullshit job.
Why does someone else get to explain the actions of someone else? And then when they don't have a good answer, they say, you're going to have to talk to the other person.
I haven't talked to him. Dude.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, and is it that hard? Is it that hard
to co-sign the good shit at any drop of the hat?
Yeah.
What are you saying to me?
And is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask for the head guy or gal or the head people to talk to the fucking constituents? Yeah. Is it that hard of a question? Is that too big of an ask?
Does he have he's a long day. Can you talk to some of it? Talk to us during some of it?
Dude, give us 45 minutes. 45 minutes while you're on the fucking plane.
On the plane.
Set it up. Hey, what's up? It's Broadway
Facebook
Joe.
Live, son.
Yeah. Why is it like, okay, now this person who's not the person who want to talk is going to come out here. Yeah. And that person, if they don't have the answer, is going to say, you got to talk to that person. But that person only comes out very once in a while.
Make a bullshit stating about a mass shooting and then wave goodbye.
And there you go.
And go back into your coffin.
Yeah, that drives me absolutely insane.
Up the wall.
That is the dog and pony show.
Yeah.
It's a dog and pony show.
Yeah.
And with the technology, there's no reason why every day you should not hear from the president, your senator, your congressman. There's no reason.
Update of the government.
Why
can't we do that?
The first 25 minutes of their day.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on in Senator Davis? Here's what today's looking like. We're going to try to get this. We got to vote on this.
They don't have to do it themselves. Just get the fucking summary
where's the
of
transparency?
their briefings.
Yeah.
And then combine it somehow.
And then show us how much money you made off the fucking lobbyists and the other thing. You know, because that's the other rub is they're getting fucking lobby dollars.
K Street, yeah. The lobby, like I said, the roundabout of working in private business, becoming a politician, going back to the company, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Talking
being
about
on the board.
Your boy that you brought up, not your boy, but George W.
Oh yeah.
Brought on Cheney, who was from Halliburton.
Halliburton.
That was like on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Rebuilt Iraq. Oh, surprise! No bids. On the contract.
Yeah,
so
we just handled that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, don't worry. We handled that.
Don't worry about it. It's legit.
Yeah, we don't want to gum that up with you guys. But just let me handle that. Yeah.
Aspartame.
The sugar, the fake sugar.
The fake sugar.
That's supposed to be like toxic or fucks your brain up a little bit.
The WHO is about to declare it a carcinogen. A possible carcinogen.
Oh, and they're all selling their Coca-Cola stock and shit, right?
You know what's crazy? They applied in 1975 or 1976. Whatever company, I can't recall. You can look it up. I don't
Google
have time.
It, people.
Yeah, my hands are busy. Gesticulating. Fucking 1975 and 76 went to the FDA with aspartame. This pharma company, not a food company.
Of all people.
Pharma, yeah, I guess. And was denied like FDA approval, right? Mr. Ronald Reagan, I'll leave that silence there, comes in, and guess who's on his transition team? A guy you might have heard of from other things. His name is Donald Rumsfeld.
Oh my God, like the most evil man.
He became the defense, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
So I know you know. I'm being
yeah. No,
facetious.
he's a fucked up one.
He was the CEO of the company, the pharma company that created aspartame. Ronald Reagan comes into office. What does the FDA do? Aspartame.
Here it is.
Boom. You're good.
Put it in your gum.
Check.
Put it in your sugar.
You're good.
Sugar-free Diet Coke.
Red Bull, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Because aspartame, it's rat poison, right? It's what they use to kill rats.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck.
I think because it's sweet, the rats like to eat it, and it kills rats.
But the World Health Organization is legitimately about to declare, if they have not.
I was reading. Now, see, I can't say I was reading
that,
but
I hate the taste of that shit. By the way,
yeah, I choose. Sugar-free gum probably has aspartame in it, right?
I think so. I think that's like the.
I drink or xylitol. Is that the other one?
Xylitol is one. Yeah.
Fake sweetener, but yeah. Yeah, I mean,
There's stevia that's natural.
Stevia is the natural one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there you go. So I was reading this thing, and see now this is when I lie and say I was reading because really it popped up on my Instagram.
Kids reading.
That's how. I mean, I did read it, but it was someone about some politician sold a bunch of Coca-Cola stock.
Yeah.
Because Coca-Cola is obviously going to take a hit because one of their prime ingredients is now a fucking toxin.
Yeah.
So that's going to go, and we're going to have to use cane sugar and find other ways to make Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Which probably Diet Coke is probably most popular drink in the world, right? Yeah. And Gatorade probably has aspartame, and Powerade probably has aspartame, and all that stuff. Yeah. So I guess what you should do is now you got to find out what the aspartame replacement's going to be.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be stevia, go get your stevia bucks up.
Yeah. Make some bets.
Yeah.
Make some parlays real quick.
Yeah. But that's what they do. That's why I fucking hate them, and that takes up. Now,
exactly.
Now I will say from a comedy standpoint,
yeah,
I would much rather do comedy in front of like a conservative / Republican crowd than a liberal Democrat crowd.
Me too. 100%. 100%. I don't care what I have to say.
Yeah, because the conservatives they accept it. The conservatives accept it. Like, yeah, we're fucking at. Yeah. Jesus Christ rocks. Fuck yeah. Everyone else is gays are losers.
You can say cunt too.
Yeah, they accept who they are. Yeah. The other side, like more of the Democrat liberal, they get tight. They get tight. They get upset. Whoa, you're hurting me. You're hurting me.
You can feel it.
And
that's why I like an open room. It was, again, I agree 100%.
The Republican, the conservatives, they will laugh at themselves.
And I don't do you do anything political on stage?
Unless it's really hot.
I mean, if it's like a topical, but
I'm not someone who I'm not
Dennis Miller
or like Louis Black or someone who's got
both sides.
Who's got who's the guy who he's got that show on HBO with the hair slicked back. What the fuck? Anyway,
on HBO, hair slick.
Bill Maher?
Steve Colbert.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. Yeah.
So he's like both sides, right? He just kind of points out the dumb shit that goes on.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
He's a Democrat, but he's lately like
a little
pushed away from
leaning,
the woke fucking.
I think a lot of people are on that trend right now. I think a lot of people are kind of like, listen.
To do with why I left officially the Democratic Party.
I think a lot of people are like, listen, this is a little too like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Don't associate me with this. Let me have my own thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not rejecting anything. I'm just saying, don't fucking
don't put me in the.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah, I can't sign off on this one. Yeah, because it does. It does. The pendulum is swing. I mean, but that's what the pendulum does.
It always does.
Now it's like, it's way over here. In 7 years, 10 years, it's going to be so far over there.
For sure.
We're all going to be like, these guys are fucking losers.
Yeah.
Fucking, I can't stand this
fine.
shit.
That's the needle of time. The pendulum swing.
Yeah.
But. For right now, I'm not on. I'm not joining. I'm not going to be in either dugout.
No, I'm not either.
You know what I mean?
I'll probably, for the rest of if I do vote, I'll probably vote for like the independent, the one that can't get on TV, the one that, because they're just.
Do you remember Ross Perot?
I remember Ross Perot. My dad voted for Ross Perot.
Did you watch that shit?
No, but I was young. I
was super young, but like for some reason I had a penchant for this shit. Like I started reading Newsweek. A dork. In like 6th grade or something like that. And the dude bought commercial time to present his case to America. He was the third choice, but he bought.
So he paid like the networks
back at the early 90s. It was the 3 networks.
Yeah, and he would buy commercial time for back then it was probably millions, not billions, right?
Yeah.
And then he
was a billionaire, but
he was, and then he would talk about his political agendas,
the graph chart, charts and shit. Yeah.
See, I don't remember that. I know my dad voted for Ross Perot.
I'm sure it's on YouTube. Yeah. Again, audio only. So. But,
look it up, motherfuckers. You get it. Yeah. But the other one that drives me nuts. This is the one that really, really, really drives me nuts when it comes to the politicians is interjecting your religious beliefs
100%
on our political systems. You got to stop.
100%.
You got to stop. Could you imagine?
It affects so many people that you don't even think about. Like they just assume they're so one-track minded.
They assume everyone wants to believe in Jesus.
That's their moral
could you imagine if someone was like, "Yeah, well, my Islamic faith," boom, they would be shooting that motherfucker. You know? Could you imagine?
God,
and Islam is the largest religion in the world.
For sure.
So it's only a matter of time before it ends up being the largest religion in America.
I did 90 days in jail for back 10 years ago. I did a third DUI. Did a third DUI.
Third DUI. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, I read not my cellie, but the dude next to me had a Quran. Quran. And
I like how you threw that on there too. That's nice. That's how he pronounced it. Because that's how you.
Would you like to read my Quran?
Yeah.
So I read it. As much as I could when he was still on the block. He was away on upstate for some shit.
Was moving.
He was innocent. But,
you all were.
Yeah. But I read it, and it's a beautiful book. It's not anything like what the fuck.
What the world? It's
evangelicals
would want you to believe it was.
Let's call a spade a spade. The white evangelicals.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's about love. It's a dovetail off of Jesus. If you have a problem with Jesus, you can't have a problem unless you're misinterpreting the Quran. Then
well, that's the beauty of all religious texts is they were already written. So now they're open. The Buddha. There you go.
Yeah.
But now they're open for interpretation.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful who's interpreting it to you.
Man wrote it, not God.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And we're all interpreting the way that makes us feel the most comfortable, safe, and helps us get our agendas. And
then we operate off those feelings.
Yeah, and nothing makes me more upset when some guy is like, "Oh, well, I believe."
Yeah.
We're not here to know what you believe,
right?
And you're religious.
And if I want a religious, then you can't use that as a reason to discriminate against God,
right?
I mean, against God, against any other man, of any other color, race, creed, whatever.
When was the last one someone said, I'm going to look out for the Muslim people in this country and XYZ? No one. When was the last time someone was like, hey, us Buddhists, we feel this way, so we're going to do this because my Buddhist beliefs. There's only one religion that does that.
That really pushes the
line between politics and religion. It's only one religion that does that.
100%.
And I think it's kind of like the easy way home, because if you get the religion on your side, bang, that's how many voters is that?
So it's a complete block already ready, already like donating money.
And then you get like Jerry Falwell, this dude from Liberty, this crazy motherfucker. You get him and all of them to be on your side. Boom, check that off. We don't have to go to Virginia now because we got all of Liberty University.
Because they'll suck all that.
Yeah, Joel Osteen's on our side. We don't need to go down there. We got all that. Boom, and you just kind of go like that. And it's that just absolutely drives me insane. Like, don't do that.
No.
Why are you doing that? No, we didn't ask. If I want a Buddhist, for those of you who can't see,
I don't want any.
Buddha is standing right here. He's looking at us.
There's a head of a Buddha on my monitors here.
If I want a religious, then I'll just go to the Buddhist temple and figure it out. I don't need the politician.
You go in there and think.
Yeah, to give me
the
law.
Shouting at you.
No.
That's what I appreciate.
Yeah.
That's
Could you
what I
imagine
appreciate
if someone was like, my Jewish beliefs have me feeling this way, so I'm going to now pass this law where all stuff is closed on Saturday because that's Shabbat and we don't believe it. Could you imagine that?
No.
You'd be like, what the fuck?
No.
But for some reason, Bernie's a Jew, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason,
for sure.
that the Christian they infiltrate this thing, and then you got to deal.
There's a power structure to it on purpose,
Have we ever had a president that wasn't like
religious,
Christian?
I don't think so.
I mean, like Jesus-ish.
Because
it is weird. Because you can't, if you call someone a Christian, like a Catholic is not a Christian. Is that correct?
A Catholic is a Christian. But a Christian isn't necessarily a Catholic. Yeah, it's like a sect. You know what I mean?
So Christianity, that's the people who believe in Jesus.
Correct.
Okay. And then you break it off. You got like your Southern Baptists, and you got your Methodists, and you got your Episcopalians, and you got your Seventh-day Adventists.
All kinds of sects.
Yeah. So then that's
non-Christian president.
Because there's this one church that church that they all go to in D.C. and it's like a big thing that maybe Trump was the
breakfast stuff. And,
but no, I guess Trump was not really, because
he's very. I mean, he's not very religious if you study the guy. Not study, but listen to him at all. Really.
But I guarantee his family celebrates Christmas. Well, I can't guarantee. I don't know. But do you think they celebrate Christmas in the Trump household?
I don't know about Ivanka and Jared.
Oh, Jared's Jewish. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they probably don't.
I don't think so, man.
So there's
if
never
Bernie
been...
Sanders won the 2020 election, who I voted for in the primaries.
I think I did too.
Got blocked out. He would have been the first Jewish POTUS in American history, regardless of how cultural his Judaism may be, which sounds like it's alluding to he's kind of either agnostic or
atheist or some sort. Yeah.
Which I'm basically agnostic. I've done some drugs in my life that have like the good kind.
Yeah.
Not the fentanyl kind, and that have like kind of led me to believe beyond myself some things.
Yeah.
Certain times, certain moments for but also I'm also a very skeptical person. But I have seen some shit. Like, I don't know. Where do you fall on?
Well, so I grew up kind of Jewish. I grew up Jewish. My dad is Jewish, and we would go to synagogue and stuff. Mm-hmm. My grandmother was a Christian. She's a Baptist woman from the South.
Synagogue Saturdays. Sabbath.
No. If you do it right, you go on Friday.
Please tell me. No,
you go
this
Saturday,
is why I'm asking.
And you go
I don't
Sunday
mean to
at
be
the end of
ignorant.
Shabbat. Yeah,
I'm truly want to know.
Yeah, you celebrate Shabbat as like the whole weekend.
Okay.
Sabbath, Shabbat,
which is like, is it
Friday, sundown Friday to sundown on
Sunday. And you did the
Sunday.
No electric.
For a bit, yeah.
We were,
yeah.
Sorry.
Because we were in New York, and that was the people we were around, and we were eating kosher and shit. Yeah, we were doing that stuff. Mm-hmm. Then I grew up. I grew out of that fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I spent some time around some Christian people that were really, really good people, really great people.
What age were you Would you?
I had a bar
cut that
mitzvah.
off
After my bar mitzvah, I never
like
went back to synagogue.
13, is it
13? Yeah.
12, 13? Okay.
After my bar mitzvah, I never went back.
Right on.
I was like, I had enough.
Yeah.
And you know, it was all very hard for me to believe. You know, and then the behavior of the people in the religion probably pushes more people away than the religion itself.
100%. I was raised Lutheran. And,
yeah. Don't get me in this room and sing me songs and
Lutherans
tell me
are
stories.
mild, yo, for
they?
as far as fervor and like lightning and brimstone, the most mild, the most helpful. We went to Kentucky to build fucking for the Heifer Project. We built like fucking gates or fences for these farmers,
for cows.
Unfortunately, poor farmers in Kentucky
needed.
And then the Heifer Project would provide the livestock. But our spring break for like 3 years in elementary school, my parents drove us to Kentucky. We stayed with a group from our church, and we built.
And you just woke up in the morning.
I
and just
dug
started...
fence posts. And that was talk about character builder.
That's some work.
I hate to like derail. I know I diverted from your story.
But that's tough work.
It's very like, and we still have like the old VHS like meeting. My man name was Lee and Spanky and Shorty. My dad has a hammer from Shorty. He was like probably 65, just trying to make it in Kentucky. He had land but no livestock, and no, like we built a fence around his like huge ass.
So he
property.
could now have livestock.
And then they donated him, and then he can start making
money and take care of his family.
And
wow!
Like as a child, that was fucking great. So that's my example of greatness that came from my Christian upbringing.
Yeah.
Again, but I've left the faith. Like,
I think a lot of people, well, you know, you get people in this room and you talk to them about this and this, and you're singing songs and it's all that, and then you see that same person on a Tuesday, and you're like, "Whoa, dude, that's not."
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
What
like 4 days ago, you were just talking about the praise beat, blah, 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 whatever the fuck, and this is how you're acting like this now.
Right.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
And like, I mean, not to get too great. There's people sitting in those churches or synagogue, any religion that are into some real dark shit and do some real. There's people that are beating their wives,
dark,
and they're sitting up. They're sitting up. Yeah, and then they're sitting up in a thing talking about the Lord and control. And you're like, so what the fuck is going on here? Really dark.
Me and my wifey watch all those like documentaries.
Oh, my wife watches that
like
shit
the Hillsong
too.
shit.
Oh yeah. When they like use Jesus to manipulate people, and
it's tough.
There's grooming, and and the Catholic Church had their whole run of fucking horrible behavior.
Still.
Yeah. So
let's be honest.
So that led me to believe to get away a lot of a lot of religion. And the last thing that really pushed me away was when I was around the very like devout Christian people.
Yeah.
The way they treated gay people was a little because I couldn't understand how God loves us all, and we've all sinned and fall short of the glory of the Lord, and da 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 da. And then someone's like, "Hey, me and another consenting adult like to do this thing sexually," and you're like, "Yeah, fuck it." And it's like, "Whoa, dude, you don't believe? There's no way you believe any of that shit.
No,
you don't believe any of that."
I knew who were gay. Like I grew up with kids who I knew who were gay before I understood what that meant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, boy, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, him, yeah. But it was never a thing. It was not something I thought about. So why the fuck am I supposed to like look down upon this?
Yeah,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, this
is my man. He makes me laugh.
Yeah, we're fucking friends. Yeah, that's a good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
also the message you're trying to tell me is like be good to people.
Yeah,
and they're good to you.
Yeah.
So what is the?
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, these guys don't believe this shit. Yeah. These guys aren't. And then I drew the conclusions that this is more of a reason for you to kick people out and push people away than to wrap your arms around people and like love them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't for me, man. I'm not like that. I'm not that person, man. I'm not going to rock like that. And then so now I'm just like probably more of like a Buddha, give good energy, good vibes, peace and love.
I can't say I go to like a temple or anything, but if there was someone's message I could get on board with.
That made the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's more decor, but you know what I mean? Like,
no, I got you.
You know,
I mean, you got people out there giving percentages of their income to a church.
Tithing.
The pastor's got a Mercedes.
Tithing.
You driving a piece of shit. This guy's got a Mercedes.
Yeah. I grew up like I said, going to a Lutheran church. Across the street happened to be also a Catholic church. Always had a new Benz. You know whose car it was.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
And they're wearing literal gold chains every Sunday morning.
Yeah, and it's like, wow,
part of the fineries.
This is like, what's going on? Like, open your eyes. Yeah. Open your fucking eyes.
Built-in drip on Sunday morning.
Right.
Sunday morning
Jesus drip. That Jesus piece.
Sunday drip.
Looking fresh. well, Ricky Gervais, right? He said this thing. He's like, but you shouldn't be able to get into religion until you're 18.
Yeah. And
he says, I'm probably going to butcher this thing, but he's like, because most people.
No, he's very like. I'm sorry, but
I love that dude.
To co-sign your shit. He's a very thoughtful person when it comes to. Yes.
And he says like, if you told someone the story of Jesus when they were 18, they'd look at you like you're fucking crazy. They'd be like, "Are you really? You think that's what happened?"
Yeah.
But if you can tell them that when they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put them in a school where they talk like that, put them in a family where they talk like that. By the time they're 18, you probably can't change their mind.
Yep, 100%.
You know, so yeah. That's my take on those ones.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and those are the things that I think about the most.
Me too, man. Well, we think about it a lot.
Yeah,
obviously.
Well, I think that I think about that because I think it shapes so much of the world that we're in.
Yeah.
That like, how are you not thinking about it? How is that not keeping you up? Yeah.
I hate to sound like an asshole, but sometimes I feel like I'm plagued with not being able to stop thinking about this shit.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know like release me from these thoughts. I feel the same way. You're like, Jesus, here I am thinking about it again. Mm-hmm. Here I am getting upset about it again.
That I always find the groove on, like a record.
You always find that one. The needle on the track. Yeah, well, I remember there was a hurricane. Joel Osteen didn't let people in his megachurch.
Yeah.
Like how are you going to tell me that you believe anything that you've told these people?
Unbelievable.
People really need help, and the only thing you could don't pray for them, just open the doors and let us in.
Preposterous.
No, he says no.
No. You're a fucking asshole. You're not who you say you are. No. Go fuck yourself.
The wolf in sheep's clothing, man.
Yeah, you can take
the devil's in the pulpit,
put that
man.
in your pipe and suck my dick.
Yeah. So that's that's what I got. That's me.
Got it. You're steaming. Yeah, I feel you, dude.
Yeah.
This is my week.
Yeah.
So how did comedy find you?
Oh shit.
Let's lift it up. Yeah.
I just needed a creative outlet, man. I just always wanted to be doing something. You get to a point where you're like, why am I not doing it?
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
And I had like this enlightening period in my life where
what were you exposed to as a youngin?
What was I exposed to?
Yeah.
Comedically?
Yes.
Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, and Living Color was like one of the first TV shows that we watched in my house. Yeah. We would like go home, all sit down and watch in Living Color. So, I mean, what black comedian didn't come through in Living Color? You know what I mean? That was, the Wayans family, which is this, Fire Marshal Bill, Jim Carrey.
I'm allowed.
That's the one you're allowed to do.
Shanae, I could do Shanae.
And
go ahead.
And the Wayans family is like comedic royalty when it comes, especially black comics.
Martin, Tommy, and Pan.
Martin was a fucking killer.
The Wayans brothers. I watched a lot of that.
And the Wayans brothers.
Cosby?
I did grow up on Cosby, but I didn't really enjoy it.
Okay.
I wasn't like, oh, this is awesome. It wasn't for me.
So my mother had all of his comedy albums on vinyl when I was a child. I used to listen to it, and then she dubbed it onto a tape. We took a car trip from I grew up not far from here, up to Maine, so an 8-hour drive.
Gosh, yeah.
I'm 6, listening to Bill Cosby's stand up, cracking up in the back seat.
Well, it wasn't cursing, right? So that was
no, it was clean, so she didn't have to worry about that. Yeah. But I learned the beats and stuff.
So that was it. That's when it was a Living Color into that TV era was some really good TV.
Yeah.
And then when I got into stand-up, a guy going on stage telling jokes, Jamie Foxx, I Might Need Security was one that I was really into. And then the original Kings of Comedy, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, DL, and rest in peace of Bernie.
Fucking love it.
That was another one. And then it just...
I quoted it last night to my wife. She made cookies for my birthday. I was like,
to get some milk and cookies?
Him downstairs. Sorry.
All good. That's all good. And like Eddie Murphy, I remember watching like... I guess comedy in general, Coming to America was one of my favorite movies coming up. So
amazing, love it.
So I had to say, I've always rather laughed than be serious.
Hell yeah!
Like we were talking about, you're talking about what your wife watches on TV. Mm-hmm. My wife watches like I joined a sex cult and was and then I killed the guy and now I'm in prison and they're fighting to get me out. Shit.
Right.
I watch like Family Guy. Yeah. I watch Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah. I watch the funny shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always rather laugh than be serious.
I'm with you.
And I had this moment in my life, like this moment of like clarity, and it wasn't drug induced. It was just, but you go places by yourself? Mm-hmm. Will you go to a place by yourself?
Oh yeah, like public events. Yeah, 100%.
Like you go to a concert by yourself. You go to a bar by yourself.
Yeah, and I'll make friends.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this.
I'm sure like human connection,
right?
I don't know. That never came out of me before, but
there's people in the world who go to a place and they wait for their friend to show up before they enter the building.
Yeah.
That's kind of... won't go by themselves.
Specifically won't because their friend... Yeah.
Now, I used to be that guy. I used to be like, I'm not going by myself. I don't want to go. I don't want to show up by myself. I don't want to look by... And then when I started going places by myself, it was incredibly liberating. Yeah. And then I was like... Now you got to do... Like, that was just an eye-opening moment for me. Right. And then I'm sitting there with like wanting a creative outlet, and I'm like... Dude, go fucking tell jokes. You don't need any experience. You don't have to audition. You don't have to know somebody. You walk in that room, you put your name on that list, and you get the same amount of time as everyone else to do what you want to do.
Equalize.
Go fucking do it. Like, don't sit here and complain that you didn't join the drama club when you were in high school and you didn't go to the right college. Go fucking do it.
Don't look back.
Don't look back. So I went down. I went to Helium like 3 times. I never got on the list. And then someone was like, there's a place. There's a place called the Grape Room. You can go. And I rolled up to the Grape Room, and I did 5 minutes, and I got one laugh. And
how good did that feel?
I was like, okay, I'm in it.
How I was like, you're in. How does that feel? That one. That's
time, it. And then, I think most people do this. I think
keeps you up till 3 a.m. the next day.
Listening to it over and over.
Yeah,
and
do you like listen back?
Sometimes when I'm working on new stuff.
But you remember if you know what you did.
And if I'm working on new stuff, I always record it so I can get a rate on it.
Yeah.
But and then I just started telling jokes over and over, any place where I could get on stage. Mm-hmm. I know I started around the same time as Steve Bickle. I think we probably started on the same day.
Sure.
He's a very good friend of mine to this day. Donegan was right around my time. Ryan Foster was right around my time.
Yeah.
I think Seamus had already kind of been doing it. Tyler Wolf had already been doing it. But those guys, I remember.
I had Callahan in here.
Okay, Callahan, yeah. Great guy.
Brendan down here.
Brendan Donegan. Shout out to Brendan. Great dude.
I said a real bad joke in a Facebook Messenger, and he's like, I'll get back to you despite the bad joke. So that's my bad. He just doesn't know me as a person.
Who, Brendan?
Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, I'm sure it's fucking bullshit.
He's a very funny guy.
He's got a kid.
Yeah. I got to get him on my podcast, speaking of which.
I'll wrangle him out.
But we were all like the new ones, you know, and you usually gravitate towards the newer ones.
So you were what like scene was at
Grape,
not Malins, Grape,
yeah. Grape Room I think was one of the best one of the best open mics I've probably ever been to. Mm-hmm. Grape Room in like December when the days are short. I've been in there where it's like you can't get in.
Yeah. Which night of the week?
Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I've been there where you like can't get in.
Yeah.
It's just like, rocking.
Yeah.
And you can hear the laughs from under the L train when you're walking up.
Yeah.
Silas P, shout out to Silas, does a great job with that room.
Okay.
And that's where I started comedy, was the Grape Room. And then the Cave, which rest in peace is not around anymore, was a really
Cave?
No, that's in Brooklyn, right? That's in New York.
That rung a bell. That's in like Austin or something.
Or is it Austin? I thought it was in New York, but nonetheless, no. Maybe it is in Austin.
Both, yeah.
Maybe there's 6 of them. Who knows? Yeah. No, the Cave was these dudes who went to Temple.
Okay.
And they just
started a room,
opened their house, and did comedy in their fucking basement.
I did not know.
Ended up being one of the best parties of the week. Fuck? in North, yeah, dude, like
where was it?
Dude, it's somewhere in North Philly near Temple's campus. Yeah. You would go there.
Okay.
And
Temple,
dude, then they started. I don't even know how to say this. They started like selling beers and shit. So you go there with $1. You buy Miller Lights. You go in there with Miller Lights for $1.
Yeah.
And
no
it was
Bud Lights.
It was don't never.
Don't bring that shit right now. I'm just fucking.
And you would go there, and there would be like 80 fucking comics in this house.
Yeah.
And these,
how much time you do?
Oh, it was like 5-minute sets.
Just keep
so
it
you'd be
rolling.
like upstairs partying, like drinking, smoking,
all-night
talking, whatever,
show?
and pretty much.
Bro,
and then they'd be like,
I'm looking for the Animal House.
and then someone would come upstairs and they'd be like, hey, I think
Ah.
you're on the next 5. And then you'd go downstairs and like give it up
And
for Albert
wait for 2
Davis,
hours.
and you'd go down there, you do your thing,
Yeah,
and you really wouldn't stay down in the basement because it would get tight and kind of tight. So then you just go
Did they
upstairs,
actually like
buy more
have like
beers.
a run the light system?
They had a light system. They had a host. They had fucking. They were selling food. They were selling glizzies up in that
They had
bitch.
it figured out.
Dude, they had it figured out, man, and that was a really cool thing to be a part of.
Sick.
And I'm telling you, it was the best.
I'm old and I missed everything.
It was the best
that I
party
should have
going.
done for the last 20 years.
Dude, they were having party. People were like unlike most open mics. People were showing up who weren't comics.
Yeah, civilians. That's
Yes,
what you need, dude.
We're showing up,
Yeah.
and it was like, now it doesn't exist anymore. But that was another time.
What are they doing now? Do they have?
There's
any
no
kind of
substitute.
No,
I think a couple of those guys ended up in New York. Lyle the Green Gecko. Do you know Lyle the Gecko?
I don't.
Lyle was part of that. He was the Green Gecko. He's like blowing up doing gecko shit.
Like,
He started his gecko thing during the pandemic, and it's worked out really well for him.
Right.
And dude, just murdering, and then. You know how it goes. Then you do a bar and grill. Then you do a brewery. Then next thing you know, you're at a club. You did a bringer in New York. You met some people. Now you're doing those shows.
Now Jay Yoder has a body double doing your podcast.
Exactly.
I'm playing.
And then you just rock it out. And that was
He's
how,
a beautiful. I love that guy.
Who Yoder?
Yeah. I'm joking.
And then
you're talking about New York. He's doing the Gotham thing, like.
He's doing the Gotham thing. He's got that teacher thing. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then you're next thing you know, you're a comic, and then it becomes part of your identity. That's the thing. Like it's in you. Like it's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if I'm going to do any comedy this week.
Like, I'm sorry.
I was going to say I don't know if I'm doing any comedy this week.
Yeah.
But because we're actually going on vacation. I'm going to Puerto Rico on Thursday.
Amazing.
For a handful of days.
Oh, congrats.
And like the fact that I'm not doing any I'm like kind of lost.
Do you feel like anxiety about it?
About what? The trip or not doing comedy?
Or not doing comedy?
Yeah, I feel like I got these jokes that I want to iron out. I want to give them a shot. I got some new shit.
Yeah.
You know, I got about, I have a really solid 30 minutes of material, but I could do an hour.
Yeah.
But I want a really solid hour of great joke after great joke after great joke after great
As a
joke.
good one should.
You know, yeah. Like, I know people who can do an hour, who can do 40 minutes. After the first 17,
doing an hour isn't a good hour.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Who can do an hour? You know, Dr. Phil could do a fucking hour.
Yeah.
Would you laugh? Probably not.
Yeah.
So I think I hold myself to a high standard.
Yeah. You should.
When I listen to my jokes, I need that laughter that would like shock you. Oh,
like a hit.
Yeah. I don't want
I
want like
you don't want the rumble.
I need to hear that energy behind the laugh. Like you flexed your abs to laugh at that joke.
Yes.
That's what I need. Ab flexing laughter.
Diaphragm.
Yeah. I came from the diaphragm. I don't want just like I want like, oh shit. Spit a drink out. You know what I mean? That's what I want. So I have jokes on jokes on jokes on. I could probably do 2 hours of stuff. It wouldn't be good. Mm-hmm. So
it's what arrows are going to hit that target
and get that gut busting laughter where they're like, yo, this dude is fucking great, you know.
Yeah.
And so
engage the diaphragm.
Yeah, so I got stuff I want to try out, but now I'm not going out. I'm battling if I'm going to go out tonight, if I'm going to be able to blah blah blah, and it's just.
And this time of year is a little like a little slower around town.
Yeah, a little slower
around this area.
Yeah, everyone's vacationing, going to Puerto Rico and shit.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it does become your identity, and then you got to transition because now I'm trying to get my fucking TikTok game on.
Yeah.
Ay.
I mean, like that's a whole avenue that is viable, 100% viable. But you gotta content.
If you can get like twice a week, it's once a day. Everyone says, but that's another thing.
Too much. What is the etiquette?
I think a lot of people would say do it once a day.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, why not do it twice a week and make it like good?
Yeah.
You know, and now
take that attention time.
Yes.
Combine 2 days, 3 days. Into
Now my
one
TikTok
focus.
isn't good right now. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, a lot of my TikTok now is just a joke I did. I'll post a joke I did. As far as like doing like the sketches, this type deals, I'm trying to get into it. Takes time.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Like you got to dedicate the time. But I think I burped into the mic. I think it would be better to do 2 days of something really good than 7 days of something. I
agree. 100%.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
If it makes it pop better, then it was worth it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Like who's missing it in those 2 days? Like,
yeah, exactly. There's so much information out there. Anyway, wouldn't you rather that every time they saw your shit, they're like, wow, that guy's good.
Yeah.
Other than like, he's good 20% of the time.
Yeah.
If you post twice a week, you can be good 100% of the time.
Exactly.
My personal opinion on that. But
I agree.
Some would say, there's different schools of thought.
I agree.
But
I say make it good. Like take the time to make it good.
Make it good. Make it
no
jump
matter what
off.
it is. If it's a TikTok video that's 20 seconds, if it's an hour of stand-up that you've been touring for 3 years, make it good.
Make it fucking jump.
Make the best you can.
Well, that's funny because
if it's a podcast from some dude in Chester County, Pennsylvania,
fucking make it good.
Out of nowhere, asking comedians to just come to his house out of nowhere. And
make sure there's good sound quality behind it, baby. Right?
Got to do it the best they can.
This is good sound quality.
Thank you.
But
it'll sound better on the
but there's people who
when
are
Puffy puts the touch on it.
Take that. Get that. But there's people who are not very funny, but have a lot of people following them on TikTok.
Right.
And then you go look, and it's like, whoa, you're headlining a comedy club? I've seen you do comedy.
Right.
They're letting you head. It's not even. It
do
doesn't
they have
even
six
matter.
Packs, or is that? Are you talking about somebody?
No, I don't know.
I know somebody is.
But it's like, but they can also sell tickets.
Yeah.
If you can sell tickets, they don't give a fuck.
Who's doing the job?
They don't care.
That's who's doing the job.
Hey, this guy's gonna come to our comedy club.
Right.
He's gonna do mime shit
Doesn't
for
matter.
3 hours,
Yeah.
but he's gonna sell out three
Whether
shows.
we like it or not.
They don't care. They're counting the dollars. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
100.
you got to kind of find that balance. That's my next thing is getting better at that and doing shows on
But
shows.
you're doing
on shows.
shit, dude. You're doing shit. I see. I see.
I'm out there. I'm out there. I'm doing shit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. I'll be in Church of Satire in August. I'll be in up in Philly somewhere next
Mm-hmm.
week. I do things.
Man,
I do
you're
a lot of
around.
things.
Yeah, and anything we'll throw it in the notes.
We'll
where
put
to
that
find
out
you
there.
and everything.
Yeah, and that's what I do, man. That's me.